very good afternoon to all of you. Our guests from Wipro Limited, my dear faculty colleagues and dear students. It is my privilege to stand in before you to welcome our guests from Wipro Limited. Today we have with us Mr. P.V.S. Prakash, who is the Director, Next Gen COEs for Wipro Talent Next, and Mr. Neeraj Kumar Shukla, Partner, Cloud Security, Cyber Security, and Risk Services. On behalf of our President, Professor Dr. Kamal Ghanchala ji, on behalf of the Vice Chancellors of both the universities, on behalf of faculty colleagues, and on behalf of all of us present here, we extend a very hearty and warm welcome to our guests from Wipro Limited. Can we have a huge round of applause, please? Thank you. Thank you. You may kindly take your seats. Wipro Limited is an organization that needs no introduction. A leading technology services and consulting company focused on building innovative solutions that address the most complex digital transformation needs of all clients. Leveraging the holistic portfolio of capabilities in consulting, design, engineering, and operations, the company helps clients realize their boldest ambitions and build future-ready, sustainable businesses. With nearly 245,000 employees and business partners across 65 countries, Wipro delivers on the promise of helping clients, colleagues, and communities thrive in an ever-changing world. We at Graphicera have had a very long and fruitful association with Wipro. The signing of the MOU today, and you will very soon have the details, the signing of the MOU today to set up a center of excellence at Graphicera is another step to strengthen this bond between Wipro and Graphicera. I would request all of you for a huge round of applause on the signing of this MOU. Thank you. First, I would like to invite Mr. P.V.S. Prakash for telling us about the Center of Excellence. He is the Director, Next Gen COEs for Wipro Talent Next. But before inviting Sir on the stage, I would like to briefly share his profile with you. Mr. P.V.S. Prakash is responsible to establish Wipro's next generation centers of excellence in top-notch technical institutions in northern India. In the current role, he looks into future requirements of all businesses within Wipro and institutionalizes COEs for these businesses, focusing on running curated courses which make the students industry ready, thereby increasing employability. He's a sales and marketing professional who has been in the IT industry, hardware, software, and services for nearly 30 years, during which he has worked across multiple technology companies like Microsoft, AMD, and technology service providers like Wipro, TCS, Times Internet, to name a few. PVS is very passionate about his current role as it enables him to contribute towards nation building by increasing the technical prowess and capability of our human capital. Please put your hands together and let us welcome Mr. P.V.S. Prakash for telling us about the Center of Excellence. Sir.
Can everybody see? Good afternoon, everyone. I'm PVS Prakash. As Professor Anand told you, I'm from Wipro Technologies, and I'm here with my colleague Neeraj. It's really a delight coming into your 5-star campus and a 7-star climate. Right? So it was great. And I love and also not like, love seeing you all in uniform. Also not like that you have to wear uniform, both sides, right? Because I know you also have the same feeling, but it is a great feeling, right? When you see people in uniform, it gives a different feeling altogether. Saying, I don't have to think about, are these people disciplined, what are the kind of people? When you see people in uniform, the word uniform means that, right? Forget uniform means in terms of dressing. Word uniform means everybody has the same thought process, right? That means a lot, right? So great to see you. Okay, and we have had some great time since morning, right? And there are some new things to share with you, especially because yesterday evening, we heard our global CEO, Srini Palia, talk to us. So I have some things to share with you. More important, what you should take away from here. Okay, first, we have around 1 hour. I will try to keep more time for the Q&A, but feel free to stop us any point of time. Okay, if it is relevant to that slide, we will answer then. Otherwise, we will take it towards the end, right? Now, what you can see here, Wipro's reimagined NGA program, right? All of us are trying to reimagine new ways of doing it, right? All the global companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, everybody is thinking they created a lot of great AI. And 2 days back, somebody from China announced something that now they are wondering, itne saal se hum kya kar rahe the, right? So reimagination is the key word. Every day we need to reimagine what we should do. And I think that's the challenge and also opportunity for all of you sitting there, right? Because the appetite in the world for reimagined thoughts is more and more. Means people will value you if you reimagine, if you keep imagining new things. Maybe 20 years back, people will say, don't do the work what you have been given, just like a machine. Today is people want you to reimagine. Anyway, what we have done is we reimagined the NGA program. What is NGA? It is very relevant for you. NGA stands for Next Generation Associate. So when myself or Neeraj, all employees in Wipro, we call ourselves associates. Some companies call them as consultants, we call them associates. The NGA is the Next Generation Associates. All of you, people like you who will join the company who are freshers, they're called NGAs, right? So we have a new reimagined NGA program, and that's what we are talking about, right? I'll quickly talk about Wipro and some interesting things which happened today morning. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what Professor Anand talked about, saying we signed a MOU for a Wipro COE, a Center of Excellence. So what does it, finally, how does it benefit you? About Wipro, why is it interest to you? We are not here to talk about ourselves. We are here to tell what is the benefit you have when you hear something about Wipro. Third, about my colleague, Neeraj, a specialist, a subject matter expert in cybersecurity. He will tell you something about cybersecurity business, what we'll talk on that. And lastly, we'll talk about call to action. What is the action that you have to take? Okay, if people sitting here don't relate with this action, then maybe you're wasting your time, right? And I respect that everybody has to use the time. And lastly, we will get into the Q&A. So what is expected from you, right? And this I'm being very clear. First of all, understand what cybersecurity is all about. One portion is about Wipro CE, COE and all that, right? That's one portion. The second portion is understand what cybersecurity is all about. Of course, cybersecurity you can speak for hours together, but we have tried to bring it into a capsule so that people who are on the verge of picking up some electives with the field of different fields, you look at cybersecurity as an area of interest for you, or people who are already doing cybersecurity, you see the power of cybersecurity, or the importance of cybersecurity, or the relevance of cybersecurity for the world. Any questions you have, please feel free. We don't mind spending, instead of 1 hour, 10 minutes also. But your question should be answered so that you go with a clear thought. And then finally what you have to do is this. Sorry. I understand there are 2 batches of students here. Can I have a raise of hands as to who all are from the 8th semester? Okay, largely people are from 8th semester. So I should have asked who all are from 6th semester? Are you raising one hand one time and one hand one another time? I am feeling that, if you add the total number of hands, it's more number of the people. Somewhere, only 6th semester. No, I'm not asking who are past 6th semester. I know 8th have already passed 6th semester. But who are today in 6th semester? Okay, the reason I'm saying is there is a very clear objective here for you to understand, right? And for the 8th semester, obviously, we are going to have something called a value-added course. I will talk about it. Please connect with your department or the training and placement and enroll for that if you are interested in cybersecurity. After you see what is the benefit of doing that. Second, for the 6th semester, and this is happening, both these things which are here, which is cybersecurity elective has been included in your 6th semester. This is happening because we have signed a MOU today. So net, the benefit of signing the MOU in the morning is you are getting curated courses. Courses which the industry needs tomorrow. That means normally people will pass out from an engineering institute, go into companies, the companies will train you for 6 months or more, and then you become ready. Okay, in our lingo we call it billable. You are ready for billability, right? People who are not billable in the IT industry, they are told thank you, bye-bye after some time. So that is the importance of the word billable. So instead of you getting billable or ready to be put before the customer after 6 months or 9 months, we want you to be contributing to the company day 1. If not day 1, day 10. We will take some time to tell you about the company, about the policies, all that. But we want you to be ready in 10 days' time. We know all of you, the new generation wants to contribute in everything that you want to do. Like previously we were okay, हमें 6 महीने training करवा दो, उसके बाद हमसे काम करवाना. Today the generation is, you're already doing a lot of things today. The government is changing their education policies to give you experience of industry while you are studying. So this is the effort. So what is the action is, first 8th semester, please ensure that you are clearly indicated that I want to join the value-added course. What does it mean? We'll talk about that. 6th semester, please have this as your elective. Oh. माइक में बोलना पड़ेगा. What's your name? Himanshu, fantastic, great. Anybody else? Please sit. Yeah, anybody else? Any other word? Yeah. Thrive or drive? Thrive, okay. Last. I should have closed the thing with you, Himanshu, but बोलते ना teachers सब extra time देते ठीक है दो और एक line लिख लो, right? Anyway, Himanshu, fantastic, and I want you to focus on this. We are talking about a company which is a business with a heart. Okay. When I'm talking about Wipro, you are talking to a company which is a business with a heart, and that is where. Why am I saying this? This is my second stint with Wipro. I came back to Wipro after working for multiple companies because I see it's a company with a heart. We do business with a heart. Profitability is not just enough for us. There is a bigger purpose, right? And we'll talk about two examples on that. It's not that we just talk about it, right? And the second word which I wanted you to pick up, but Himanshu, fantastic here. Please give a hand for Himanshu. Lovely. Okay. And you are one of the quickest to catch it, huh? Second attempt, right? So we didn't have time. Normally we go for 3, 4, but you got it. Fantastic, right? I'm impressed, Himanshu, really. And thank you for catching this. It made my job easy. Why am I saying? Oh, yaar. मैंने ये नीचे से ये कर दिया वो. आ गया. January day, not May day. The second word I wanted to talk about is we are the biggest. There was a line saying the technology transformation story, one of the biggest story of transformation in the industry. Why we are talking about is, you can see here 1945. And let me tell you a story from today morning. We were having early morning tea and snacks, and your VC sir was there. First thing he says, यार 48 में 1948 में एक वेजिटेबल ऑयल कंपनी होती थी, क्या वही कंपनी है ये? Imagine. And that's why I really have a great respect, and I'm surely writing to my chairman and introducing him to him, because that's exactly the company. He remembered Mohammed also. I didn't remember that. We only know it as Premji. He said, koi Mohammed hote the? Yes, that is a company which we started as a vegetable oil company, which even your VC sir knows today. And first thing he met us as wahi company hoti thi. And today we are a company which is maybe a $10 billion company, right? So there is a huge transformation, right? And that is why we say the biggest transformation story. There are a lot of companies we started in IT, they've become big in IT. But we started from what? Vegetable oils to where we are. Obviously, why it has happened? It is one of the person here, you can see Azim Hassan Premji, who is the son of the first person who started the vegetable products. And now, obviously, a lot of changes have happened. And today, what you know is we are a technology company. We, of course, you have Santur. How many know about Santur brand? Yeah, Santur brand is owned by Wipro. And there are a lot of, we are into lighting, we are into furniture, office furniture, we are into some of the bigger brands like Yardley perfumes. Wipro has bought over. There were a lot into consumer products also, other than IT. We are also into medical devices, earth equipment, many other things which are there. From an enterprise we do. Now, I skipped that because some of it, sir, Professor Anand had spoken about it. This is what I was talking about. From 2006 is a different journey altogether. Now, you can see here, this is Mr. Azim Hassan Premji, who is the son of the founder for the vegetable oil company, and this is Rishad. Rishad Premji is the current chairman, right? Can anybody relate to who he is? Anybody? More than who he is why is it important to talk about that? Is there? Okay, fine. That's written there. Yes, he's Srini Palia. What's important is, I was talking in the morning also, he started as a fresher in Wipro, 33, 34 years back. And today he's the CEO. So this is a company which believes in giving that opportunity. If you have the potential, if you have the passion, you will get the platform to excel. Right? Yes, not everybody will excel. There are some people, there is only one CEO, right? But this is a company where Srini Palya started as a fresher and he's moved up, and he himself is driving this reimagined NGA program. That is the importance of that, and that's where the importance comes from the CEO that the Center of Excellence for which we have signed the MOU, right? Now, Himanshu talked about saying the company or the business with a heart. This talks about, here what we are saying, 66% of Wipro's profitability goes towards philanthropy. What can you do with the profits? If companies make a lot of profits, what can you do? You invest in the business. What else you can do? Sorry? Expand. Expand through what? Sorry? Invest in what form? Example, buy more companies. Wipro could have used the 66% and bought more and more companies. Instead of 10 billion, we could have become 40 billion. But that's not the objective. That's where the business with a heart comes in. Our commitment is to invest 66% in philanthropy. Not that we need to make money, buy companies and grow and get turnover. It's not that. The second, business with the heart, and this is again, sir, very rightly asked, saying how can, the university and we collaborate on something which is called a net zero kind of thing. How can you reduce the carbon footprint in the world? How can we make the world better for the future generations? All of us, we know, right? And people who are from this area would know in last 20 years, how much is the change which has happened? Obviously, we are consuming, we are using resources, but how can we make a world better? So net zero is a big initiative, which is to basically protect the environment and safeguard it by doing the right things, right? And I will talk about it, saying, even when you're talking about artificial intelligence, when you use artificial intelligence, how responsible are you in using that? Are you using artificial intelligence to build a software which will damage the environment? Wipro will not be in that. Even if we get revenue from there, we will not be there, because our goal is net zero. So there are some companies, and that's why we are talking about, again, last time, Himanshu, thank you so much. This is a business with a heart. We know what our priorities, we know what we will do and what we will not do. आ गया. Thank you. I skipped some slides in the interest of time. Now, what are the COEs and how it will benefit you? Let's jump into that. Largely, if you can see here, COEs are starting from a campus engagement. Previously, what we used to do is we used to hire and then train. Our current objective is we train and hire, right? Obviously, we train them, we help you and make it part of your curriculum or academics, and then we hire. And obviously, the entire journey for a NGA starts. Like there is a complete life cycle, how the NGA will be managed for the first 2 years. This entire roadmap is there. That is the NGA one. I anyway not spend much time, but this is when we conceptualize COE, we see that all of you as students benefit from there, the college benefits from there, and we as company also benefit from there. So this is an initiative where is a win-win-win for all, right? And that's why we are hopeful that this will really give the results that we are looking forward. Nothing can happen without the key stakeholders. All depends upon you. It's how you take the COE and how you contribute your commitment to that which will make it happen. Now, I'm getting into some more specific details, and in next few slides I will stop. There are three ways we engage with a campus. First is a value-added course. What is a value-added course? In addition to your curriculum, you are studying whatever your curriculum, your subjects. In addition to that, if you do a course, which is extra, let's say 20 hours, 30 hours, 50 hours, 100 hours, it is called we call it a value-added course. I'm sure you are doing many courses like this. You may not get a credit for that, but this is a course which helps you to achieve some goal. Goal could be a certification, goal could be a job interview or whatever it is. So we will run value-added course like that. And for the batch of 2025, the 8th semester students, who all of you raised a right hand, you will be doing through a value-added course. This is a course designed on cybersecurity because we feel that there is a future for cybersecurity, and we feel that the students in Graphic Era and Graphic Era Hill University are better tweaked or interested, will be interested for this future generation. Now, what is a credit course? Credit course is what we will be having a cybersecurity elective, which will give you credits, 3 credits, or is it 3 or 4? Anyway, you will get to know about that. If it is 3, then obviously there are some number of hours. If it is 4, there are number of hours. I'm sorry, I'm still not aware about that. But there will be a credit which you will get, which is part of your curriculum, which means your CGPA will get impacted because of that. If a value-added course is there, it will not impact your CGPA because it's not part of a curriculum. Credit course will impact. So the current plan is for batch of 2026, we will run it in the 6th semester and 7th semester. So whatever topics, everything is there in that, it will be taught by your faculty members. And the topics which will be taught are something which we have discussed with the university, and we have sort of said that these are the topics which are more relevant for the industry today. Okay, when it is relevant for the industry means you become more employable. That is the real benefit of that. And the third way is off campus. For example, we are running a course, right? Obviously, these students will have a roadmap. I'll talk about it, what is the benefits of that. But suppose I have 300 students here. Now, my company says, no, I need 500 students. Then the people who are not taken cybersecurity in 6th or 7th, there might be, okay, this is something, might be an option where we can consider some more students who are part of that, right? So that off-campus drive, the wording is, but this is something which is running for within the faculty. The courses will be run, they will be go through all the assessment, right? Now, whatever you go through, whether you go through the value-added course or whether you go through the credit course, one thing which you'll have to go through is an assessment, right? Without this assessment, you will not be able to get an offer from Wipro. Now, what are these assessments? First is talking about a generic assessment. Generic assessment is done by most companies, which you will come to know. People in the 8th semester, you will know, you already would have gone through. Basically, it has some 3-4 rounds. I'll talk about that. So that is nothing to do with the technology that you're studying. For example, you are studying cybersecurity. So that assessment is nothing to do with cybersecurity. What is to do with cybersecurity is the training. The people who are part of the value-added course, for example, they will be going through a training, let's say 100 hours of training, and you will come to know about that. After the training, there will be an assessment. That is called the training assessment. Now, anybody who will get either LOI is something which is a letter of intent, or an offer, they will have to clear both. If you clear generic assessment, you get LOI. When you clear generic assessment and training both, you get an offer. That is the relevance of that. Now, this is also to tell the same thing, but it talks about the process. Now, what we are trying to say here, the process we are announcing today for the 8th semester students, and obviously 6th semester students will go through the same probably when you're reaching the 7th semester or in the 7th semester. So currently it is not so much relevant for the 6th semester, but you will know what you will go through later on, right? Now, the 8th semester students, you will have to, if you are interested in the cybersecurity course, if you are interested to consider Wipro as a career option for you, then you will have to register between 3rd to 6th February. That placement team will share with you a link where you have to register. On 9th February, which is a Sunday, there will be an assessment which is online. You can see the details. It's an 80-minute online assessment which is including aptitude test, which has logical ability, quantitative ability, English ability, and also an online coding test. Once you go through this, then there is a shortlisting, and those people will go in through the voice assessment. Voice assessment is to test that if this candidate student joins Wipro, how will the interaction be with the customer? The customers expect some things, therefore this is what will be tested during that. Right? And then after, again, there will be a shortlisting. Let's say if there are X people, X will come to less than X, and then it will again reduce after 2 rounds. Then there will be a business discussion, and then there will be an HR round. Now, normally we give LOI after you clear this round up to HR round. But since a value-added course is happening here if we do the pre-skilling training, so this is what I talked about is a generic assessment in the previous slide. And this is the training assessment. You are already also going through the training, let's say the 8th semester. The training, people who will go through the training will go through a training assessment. You clear both of them, then you get the offer letter. I know you will have some questions, we will take it up. Now, these are the benefits. I have already done, we did a PPT some time back, right, Sandeep? Yeah, so many of you already know, but it's just a repetition of that. There is a compensation of 4.5 lakhs. You will be joining as 1-year probation. Of course, based on your performance, you get increments. Then you have the medical insurance benefits, retirement benefits, and you have a service agreement which is of 12 months, 75,000. And you join as a project design engineer. You may join either, obviously all the people who are trained in cybersecurity, they are being trained and getting ready for cybersecurity field. Right? This is an eligibility, you already know about that, but once you get the new mailer, new details, all this will be repeated. Right? Yeah, so I'll stop here. I know you will have some questions. We will take this towards the end. But more important than the questions on the job and all, I know it's important. Sandeep sir, Pokhriyal sir, we are all there to answer from employability perspective. But what's important is we have a subject matter experts, Neeraj, my colleague. Please understand why cybersecurity. Does it make sense to get into cybersecurity? Or should I go into AI, ML, or go into IoT, blockchain, blah, blah, blah. There are so many technologies, right? Please understand that what's happening, and that will help you decide what to do moving forward. Over to Neeraj.
Thank you, Prakash sir, for taking us through the details of the Center of Excellence and the assessment and opportunities for our students. Before we hear from Neeraj Kumar Shukla sir, brief profile about sir. Neeraj Kumar Shukla sir is partner cloud security, cyber security and risk services at Wipro. He leads a dynamic team of cloud security professionals responsible for design and development of cloud security solutions that help address core cloud security needs of clients worldwide. He has more than 2 decades of experience in organizations such as TCS, Genpact, and Wipro, where he has worked across multiple cybersecurity domains such as cloud and infrastructure security, application security, security strategy, risk and governance, security architecture, security monitoring, and mergers and acquisitions security. So please put your hands together and welcome Neeraj sir for his session. Neeraj sir.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. Right. As sir has already introduced me, I am part of the cybersecurity and risk services function within Wipro. I am having about 20 years of experience in the cybersecurity domain. And in fact, in cybersecurity, I worked in almost all of the areas of cybersecurity, right? So I can share my experiences here. As P.V. Prakash also mentioned, this is his second stint. In fact, this is my second stint also in Wipro. I was working in Wipro, had moved out, and then I have come back because, as he mentioned, yes, this is a business which is a really differentiated company. It is a business with a heart. Now, let me talk about cybersecurity, right? Uh, while you guys have been sitting here, you might be having either of these questions or maybe both of these questions as to why cybersecurity as a career. And if cybersecurity is a career, why to go with Wipro, right? And what benefits as a cybersecurity professional that Wipro can provide, right? So I'm just going to take about 10, 15 minutes to talk through both of these areas, and hopefully that gives you a good perspective on why the cybersecurity as a career option, and also why Wipro and how Wipro can support you in building up that career option, right? So let's go into the first one as to why cybersecurity, right? Now, you might have already seen a lot of cyber attacks, cybersecurity issues coming up, a lot of incidents reported on cybersecurity, right? Now, cybersecurity, it has grown tremendously over the last few years. And because of the spate of attacks that has been happening over the last few years. Now, earlier it used to be some motivated individuals would try and hack into the systems, into the private enterprises, into governments, but now it's been driven by state. There are nation-state attacks which is also on the rise, and as you can see on this chart, right, on the left, there are 3 or 4 prominent states, nations, which are a source of attacks for most of the cyber attacks which are happening in the world today. And the biggest part of all of these attacks is the intent of espionage or spying on other states, spying on individuals, spying on, I would say, the private companies to get data out of that. So the biggest chunk of the reason, or the biggest chunk there you see is on espionage. And of course, there is financial thefts, there is data destruction, etc., which is also a cause of these attacks, right? And it's not against just private sectors or organizations only. We have seen that happening across private sectors, across governments, across military organizations, across civil society itself. And it's not even limited to specific countries. Every country is a target of attack. So, which is why cybersecurity typically is a very important field. And see, in the cybersecurity, it's not that, I would say cybersecurity is an amalgamation of almost all of the technologies. Because if you are a cybersecurity professional, it's not just about security that you have to know. You have to know the underlying networks, you have to know applications, you have to know connectivity. So you need to have a very good and thorough understanding of all the IT infrastructure to really make a value on the cybersecurity side. And especially nowadays, if you look at it, while earlier we used to have those servers and controlled environments, but now it's not the case because the technology has advanced, right? It has evolved a lot. Now they have all of these interconnected systems. Everything is connected over internet, everything is communicating to each other. We are talking about connected cars. If something goes wrong on connected cars, it's going to have physical damages. So it's not just limited to financial or other types of events. It can impact your physical well-being too. So if cyber is everywhere, if the devices are connected anywhere, as a student, what are the choices that you would have? You cannot do away with cybersecurity. So there are 2 choices. Either you be at the center of it, you be a cybersecurity professional and help create solutions that can actually stop these cybersecurity attacks. Or even if you're not doing it, you would essentially be somebody who is, say, let's say, an IT professional or network professional. You would still have to deploy it in a secure way. So either you be at the center of it, or you be an application developer or any of the other professions that you also take. You will still have to consider cybersecurity because you will have to develop it, deploy it in a secure way, right? So there is no doing away from cybersecurity. You, in some way or the other, you will be involved with cybersecurity. So which is why it is very important. Now, I'll just go through some brief statistics and why we're saying cybersecurity is so important. One, of course, the growth we've talked about. But in terms of market size, if you look at the industry, Gartner is predicting a market size of about $200 billion by 2025, which is significantly high, right? And at the same time, there is a tremendous skills shortage in cybersecurity. What we are seeing globally, there is a skills shortage of nearly 4 million associates in cybersecurity. There is a good and very strong need of the right cybersecurity talent within the industry. So definitely, it is one of the very important fields within the IT domain to really look at and put yourself at the forefront in, right? Of course, you've heard about AI and ML and others also which is coming up. Security is embedded into those too, because we are talking about the AI security now. It is about protecting the AI models or protecting or using AI to actually deploy cybersecurity solutions across the industry, right? So, of course, apart from that, there are some other statistics. I won't go through all of them. There are a lot of companies, startups you will see in the cybersecurity domain itself. And in the cybersecurity domain, typically what happens is, usually it's not a very broad area itself. Like within cybersecurity also, you will have specializations. One would work either very specifically in the identity side, which is one of the areas, data security side, cloud security side, or infrastructure side. So typically, all the associates that work are specializing in some of the other areas. Of course, there are career choices wherein while you start with one specific area, you kind of grow and become an architect in that. And there are multiple career paths within cybersecurity. I'll quickly go through some of them. I'll see the cybersecurity career paths, as I said, and let me take you through why cybersecurity in Wipro, and I'll also go through those career paths, and within Wipro, what are those career paths for you in Wipro as a cybersecurity professional. So let's quickly jump into why cybersecurity in Wipro, right? Now, in Wipro, cybersecurity and risk services is essentially a very focused business organization, or business unit, sorry, which is there for the last 20 to 25 years. We've been working with customers, developing solutions. We've been developing cybersecurity architecture for customers. We've been deploying solutions, products, etc., and we've been managing cybersecurity for them. And it's a full suite of cybersecurity services for customers. Now, in Wipro, we have something called cyber defense centers. Now, there are 8 cyber defense centers. What these centers are, essentially, these are spaces through which we kind of provide services to customers on a shared basis, right? So, folks sit in these cyber defense centers. They continuously monitor or provide those services to the customer across customers. So, there are 8 cyber defense centers that Wipro has. We work in both on-site and offshore model. And what does an on-site and offshore model mean? Say we are working with a customer in US. So we will have a hybrid model wherein some associates would be posted at the customer side. They would be working out of the customer location. There will be few associates working out of India location and would be supporting and developing those cybersecurity solutions and deploying and managing that, right? And we are working with nearly more than 50% of Fortune 100 companies. We have, in terms of strength, more than 8,000 cybersecurity professionals, whom within Wipro we call as cybersecurists. That is the term that we use for cybersecurity professionals within Wipro. And of course, we have more than 600 clients in Wipro within cybersecurity domain itself. Now, while I talked about cyber defense centers, right? So there are 4 cyber defense centers which is based out of India. We have 2 based out of Europe, one in UK and in Germany, and one specifically out of US and Texas. And we have a very dedicated cyber defense center in Australia, which is specifically catering to the Australia market. Now, apart from the cyber defense centers, what we've also done is we've invested into creating our own solutions and differentiators for our customers, right? There are some names of all of these, but there are 8 or 9 solutions which Wipro has developed itself. There is an IP associated. So it's a Wipro's intellectual property that we kind of deliver to customers across all of the domains of cybersecurity, right? A quick view on how we are partnering. See, when you're doing cybersecurity for customers, while you design for what are the controls at each of the layers should be, you should also be partnering with the right product providers to put in the controls at the right location, right? Wipro has been partnering with all the leading cybersecurity product vendors in the market, right? And our whole product strategy is differentiated or is divided into all of those 4 or 5 areas where we kind of have some partners which are very strategic partners for us. For example, we have the strategic platform partners. Now, platform partners are essentially those cybersecurity providers which have a range of capabilities, which they provide as a cybersecurity platform itself. And these include like big players like Microsoft, Palo, AWS, etc. Then there is a second layer of partnership, which is like strategic partners. And these are where partners with whom we kind of collaborate. We are working very close with these partners. We have deep-rooted partnership with them. And we also not only just partner and deploy those products, we are also influencing their product roadmap. What happens is because we work with our customers, we know what the customer's requirements are. We take those requirements, we work with those product partners, and we kind of give that inputs to the product vendors and help develop their product portfolio itself. The other quick thing which I want to talk about is venture partners that Wipro has, right? So while we are not just partnering with different product OEMs, Wipro also has a separate ventures division wherein we invest in specific startups. You might have heard of a lot of startups coming up. Now, there are areas like you might be hearing about agentic AI and stuff like that on the AI side, where you're using agentic AI capabilities to manage self-heal and do all of those capabilities. So Wipro essentially looks at startups which are basically developing solutions or products in those niche areas, and Wipro invests in those, and we take those solutions into the market, and we work very closely with those venture partners. And there are 6 venture partners right now. Some of them are like Quiet AI, Psycognito, and Vectra, etc. that I see on this slide, right? Of course, so while we do that, so I just wanted to take 1 minute or a few seconds to just talk about how the Wipro cybersecurity services are structured. See, when we provide services to customers, it's on 3 layers. One is advisory, advisory and strategy, wherein we talk to customers, we develop their architecture, we give them a roadmap as to what cybersecurity solution should be there. So typically, senior folks work with the customers, devising their whole cybersecurity strategy, right? So that's the cybersecurity advisory and strategy part. Now, the other one is transformation and implementation. This is where the associates deploy solutions, deploy the controls, and configure it for the customers. And the last one is the managed services, wherein solutions are deployed, the controls are deployed, and somebody has to manage it, and that is where we continue to manage that also. And while I won't take much time on this slide, see, Wipro has been recognized leader in the cybersecurity space, and we've received various recognitions from analysts, from our product partners, etc. So Wipro has all been ranked as a leader in Everest Cloud Security Services for a number of years now. It has been a Microsoft Partner of the Year for a number of years. So there are a lot of partnerships and recognitions that Wipro already has. Now, I initially talked about, okay, I'll go through what the career architecture for cybersecurity in Wipro is, right? So this is a very brief snapshot of the cybersecurity career architecture in Wipro. In Wipro, while I talked about advisory, transformation, and managed services, what we have is something called, within cybersecurity and risk services, there are specific specializations. It could be risk and compliance, cyber defense, enterprise security, cloud zero trust, identity access management, data security. So these are, as you could think of it as verticals within the cybersecurity. And each of these verticals provide that advisory, transformation, and managed services for those specific areas. And of course, we are using AI to develop new solutions. We're using AI to manage and provide those services. So that is also going to be underlying for us. Now, if you look at it, there are different career tracks and titles within Wipro in cybersecurity. So when somebody joins Wipro in cybersecurity division, they usually start off as an analyst, consultant. So after a few years, they have an option to move either to the consulting side or to this specialization side. Now, the difference between consulting and specialization is, in the consulting, it's more about creating that business value. It's working with customers on the cybersecurity area. It is essentially helping generate or increase the revenue share for Wipro. So it's more business focused. But if somebody has a very keen interest to be on the technology side, that is where the specialization track is, where one can grow as a specialist and then grow as a partner. And we have something called in Wipro as a distinguished member of technical staff, which is a very niche or a recognition for some individuals who have been publishing papers or who have made a name for themselves within that domain. So that's something there. And then there are different variety of role options, right? One can grow as a consultant, and if they want to be on the program management side, it's basically program manager, delivery manager, etc. And one can grow into a client security head to sales side, a sales head, etc. And on the technology side, one can become a technology lead and grow into a technology architect, etc. So solution architecting, it's all there. So I'll take a pause here on the cybersecurity career architecture for is there any question or anything that you wanted some clarification on? Anything on the Wipro cybersecurity practice or anything that any of you wanted to understand about the cybersecurity domain itself? So this is the time, you definitely, if you have any questions, we are here. Feel free to ask those questions, get clarity either about the COE or about the cybersecurity domain, cybersecurity practice, your career roles, etc. Any question, definitely we're happy to answer.
Or any questions related to campus hiring? No questions? How many of you are from final year? Okay.
सर आपने
And-
पूछा तो हाथ कम आए पहले पहले सबके हाथ
So all are from final year only? Anyone from sixth semester?
Good morning, sir. My name is Divyansh Kumar Singh, and I'm a final year student. Sir, my question is whether you will be providing the certification for the ethical hacking, which cyber security, from the value-added course, which can be used in other companies also, or for the growth of the career in ethical hacking.
See, there are some of the standard industry certifications. That's something that we cannot provide because we are not a training organization. I know you're talking about either CEH or CISSP or any of those certifications, right? We cannot provide those certifications because they are run through different bodies. We definitely, what we do as part of training and the curriculum that has been set up, give a view and perspective of how the industry is leveraging cybersecurity and how they are using that cybersecurity, and that knowledge we can definitely impart, and that would definitely be beneficial for all of you, because once you go into the industry, you'll see there are differences between what theoretical understanding that you have vis-a-vis what practically that you will have to use in the customer side. So what our intent is to give that understanding and knowledge to you so that you can be, you can use that and leverage that within your working, right?
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Just to add, see, once people join Wipro, depending on the business, they will go for certifications, right? Because every business has a different certification requirement. Obviously, you will go through that certification, for which Wipro will basically fund that certification, whatever be the cost, right? And if you want to do it right now, if the inputs are good enough, it's your choice. There are two types of certifications. Many certifications are free. Feel free, please take every certification. Even if you're not joining this course, if you have studied cybersecurity or any other thing, whatever certification, because previously we used to be writing in our profiles, attended this training and all that. Today companies don't care what training, because everything is available online. What they care is how many certifications you have done. So great question, but the answer is please go through every free certification, whether it's cybersecurity or not. And this is a personal advice to beef up your profile. And that's where companies will give you that extra value. Paid ones, it's your choice, right? Whatever is required, Wipro will get it done after you join.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Devraj Kohli and I am a final year student. So, sir, my question is, after joining, a lot of fresher face lot of challenges while working on a project. So, do company provide any mentorship program to these type of student?
Yeah, so very good question. In fact, see, the whole intent for us to even set up the COE is to, one, enable you to have the right skills so that when you join, you are ready to start at the earliest, right? And of course, as soon as you join, say, let's say in cybersecurity and risk divisions, right? What we do is within the team, there will be mentors, there will be seniors who will continuously work with you and guide you, right? Usually the way it works in cybersecurity, if you, or any of the business practice within the group is, so there are two functions. One is the delivery function, and there is a practice function. So delivery, what happens is when you join, depending on when you're joining and when the requirement is for a specific customer, you will get allocated into that project. And usually what happens, the structure of those projects are, you would have project manager and then senior people who would basically guide you and so that you become familiar with what is required within the project and you're able to provide as much value to that. Of course, from a practice perspective, it's a bit different because practice is not specifically working with a customer. It is creating solutions. It is working on solution for a larger set of customers. There, the practice team kind of helps. But as part of the practice team, I'll tell another thing, right? We have something called a competency team within each practice. What it does is basically works with all associates, looking at what their current skills are and developing that skills. It will be through trainings, which are internal trainings, external paid trainings, through certifications like that was asked, right? So that will continue to happen. But yes, mentorship will happen as you join, depending on projects and others.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, we have had this cybersecurity before also as an elective. I'm currently in 6th semester. We have had this in our 4th semester, 3rd semester as well. So what new has Wipro to offer? What is it bringing on the table? Yes, sir.
While the mic comes up, the other thing which I just wanted to add on, as Piyush was also saying, it's the experiential part, right? So, see, we are, at least from a business perspective, I can say this. I talked about 600 plus customers for us. So we are working day in, day out with the customers. We know there are certain things which customers need, right? And what the intent is to bring in that knowledge to you so that when you're not just learning, because chapters पढ़ के तो हो जाता है, ठीक है, ये हमारा technology हो गया, ये उसका basics हो गया, ये advanced version हो गया. But that experience, if you get to know from somebody and that comes to you, and you're able to take that and apply it as soon as you join a company, whether Wipro or somebody somewhere else also, because every organization today needs to see value. If they see that, okay, you can contribute from day one, day two, then you are a valuable resource or a valuable associate within the organization. But if you take 6 months to generate that value, and previous was talking about billability, because that's the key term. आप billability कब कर पाओगे? If you know what you're doing, and if you know that only through the experience which others have gained, and if that is passed on to you. But you
Also,
can
sir, so there was one slide about 8 services that Wipro has to offer in terms of cybersecurity. So I would like to know more about that. I know it's before, as you said, पहले join करो फिर देखना. But just brief overview.
8 services, or you were talking about cyber
Yeah, there
defense
was
center?
something like 8 services.
Okay. See,
Cyber
sir, yeah. So, see, I'll give you a very brief 1 minute overcap. See, in terms of cybersecurity and risk services, we have different business units within that. So, ek ho gaya data security. Then we have security monitoring. We have identity and access management. We have infrastructure security. Then we have then we have cloud security, which basically runs across all, because cloud has a hook into identity and this and everything. Then we have a vulnerability management and threat, which basically looks at application security and vulnerability management, penetration testing, and all of those areas, right? And then there are smaller groups, which basically are, say, let's say IoT security. AI security is another which is coming up, right? So there is a group which is focused on AI security. We are looking at blockchains, and there's a small group which focuses on all. So these are the different domains within security that is there. Then I also talked about there are different areas. Each of the group, they provide strategy and consulting, which is essentially working with the customer and providing architecture, roadmap, all of that. And then there is a transformation wherein they deploy solutions, and then third is the managed services. Things are deployed, controls are deployed, one has to continue to manage it on an ongoing basis, right? That was it. Now the 8, I think that term said, probably you're recalling that because of 8 CDCs which I talked. Now CDCs,
No, sir, no, CDCs.
it was not, so okay. So
Services.
these are the different practices within cybersecurity, and hope that helps, or any specific question around that.
Yes, sir. So is this program more of an internship, apprenticeship, or is it just directly joining?
No, it is moving towards that. But right now, in 6th and 7th is part of your curriculum. Okay. Even for 8th semester, slightly, since you said you're from 6th semester, first it would be course 6th, 7th, and then obviously based on the requirement of the business, it could be an internship also, right? That is the plan, so that we are able to judge or assess a student over multiple semesters, and then we know, we make the offers to them, right, according to that. I want to answer the previous question by putting a different one. Let's say a company is coming to the campus, okay, and they are looking at, you will also move to the 7th and 8th semester for jobs. The company will look at, let's say they are coming from cybersecurity, right? Will they prefer a generalist who has also done cybersecurity in addition to everything, or a company which will look at somebody who's a cybersecurity specialist? What is the company will look at?
So from our side, I would say specialist, because we
Specialist?
are from a technical domain. I don't know much about business ones.
So
But yeah.
technically, what we are trying to do is exactly that. We are trying to, even in our life, if you have to go, if I have a problem in my knee, I will go to orthopedic. I will not go to a internal medicine guy to show my knee, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Right.
company is coming or going to come to, or has come to Graphicera University and Hill University to build those specialists for tomorrow. That is what our curriculum is designed at. To build a specialist is a different curriculum than building a generalist. I hope you got that. The rest is all specifics. This topic was there, we introduced this topic was not there, this is added here. Those are all different things. But the objective is to create cybersecurity specialists who will help us in our business. Cybersecurity, as Neeraj talked about, are 10 fields or 8 fields. We are not going to teach you in all 10 or 8. We can't make you specialist in all. But we will focus on those 3 or 4 which is important for our business and which is also important for you in your career. Have you got the objective? Because for a 6th semester, that would be a good question that you asked. right? As to what is the curriculum, how is the curriculum? We are helping you become specialist, which will help you build your career. Does it answer the question?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll stop here. I know you will have a lot of questions because sir has already indicated that. But yeah, feel free to share the questions with the team and we can respond and that can be shared with all of you. Done? Sir, how about the online? वो बंद हो गया?